Hi all, welcome back to the final whistle then for another match preview on the channel. And what a game we have got on our hands. And in the Tuesday night game, Leicester City versus Southampton, the long-awaited rearranged fixture has now come upon us. And what a game this one is going to be between the two sides. One that, if a lot going into this game, with if Leeds lose tonight against Borough and Leicester beat Southampton, Leicester City could be promoted to the Premier League. And yeah, it's a feeling that's good, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Leicester City could be promoted tomorrow night if they beat Southampton at the King Power Stadium as Russell Martin's men. Look to come and give us a game, I think. I'm going to be joined by Football Martin. He will give me the lowdown on the Saints. And we're going to do all the talking ahead of the game. And guys, as always, remember to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It helped me out massively. And let's have a look at some of the comments before we start this one. Chloe, how are you? Terry Gardner, Borough win tonight. Party at the KP tomorrow night. That's if we beat Southampton. If. It's a big if at this moment in time. We'll see. Ellis, how are you, mate? Bob, what are you saying? Love the shirt. Appreciate that, pal. Come on, the Leicester. Yeah, big game. Huge game. It's massive, and it's one that we have to go and build on after that real hard-fought win against West Brom from the weekend. But let's get my guest in. My friend, Martin from Football Martin. Martin, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, Jack. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you having me on your Saints Leicester preview show. I've got some mixed feelings today, so excuse me if I'm a bit down in the dumps. It was a tough weekend actually as a Southampton fan. It was not the most enjoyable day in Cardiff, unfortunately. A lot of travelling for an absolutely shocking result in the end.
What's going to happen with this legendary duo stream if we don't go up together? I'm sure
a good point. One of us will. It won't be us, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll still do things together. Me and Martin. Hello, gents. This was going to be such an exciting game for Saints, but anymore, what a shame. Martin, welcome back to the channel. This one's a huge game, isn't it, Martin? For Leicester versus Southampton. It could be a promotion game for Leicester if Leeds fail to beat Borough tonight. If they lose, by the way, and we beat you tomorrow night, it could be promotion at the King Power Stadium tomorrow night. But what's your initial thoughts ahead of the game, Martin? How you feeling?
I feel a bit flat now. I think it was, if we got the result we needed at the weekend, I think it would have been a really good game. I thought there'd be so much at stake, and we could have built on a bit of momentum we built on our games at home, and I think we walk away with massive disappointment after losing the game in stoppage time. We collapsed in the last 15 minutes of the game on Saturday, and as many of the fans said as they were leaving, we bottled it again, and we did bottle it again. It was a dreadful end to what looked to be should have been a comfortable win, really. We were so on top in the game. I thought we were outstanding. First 45 minutes, chance after chance. We didn't take them. Second half started very similar, but the minute we went 1-0, went 1-1, I thought we have a problem here, because our mentality when we let goals in is not very good. And there was the manager made a lot of changes. It was there weren't the right changes in my opinion. And then we end up losing one of our best players of the season to an injury that we'll see him not kick a ball again. So it was a disastrous day in Wales for us at the weekend.
Yeah, before we get on to the game itself, the big rearranged fixture, Martin, we've waited months to see this game.
Yeah.
After the FA Cup got involved in itself, didn't it? With Leicester having to play Chelsea, the game that should have been on that Friday night. But it's long anticipated game. Let's get to know the opposition. Russell Martin, Southampton. I'm going to firstly ask you what your thoughts of the season is. What would you rate it? And what was your prediction for Southampton this season regarding the table and that, Martin? And has it changed from now until back then?
Yeah, I always thought at the start of the season going in to get playoffs would be decent. We were the worst of the three teams that got relegated last season. We finished bottom by quite some way. We stunk the league out last year. I thought if we got a playoff place this year, we'd be doing well. A new manager that was going to change the whole philosophy and the way the football club played. They went from being a side that would press under Hasenhüttl and not have loads of the ball, but a high energy side, to a team that were going to dictate play and control the ball like Leicester do. So it was always going to be a big transition. Once we went on the 25-game unbeaten run, I had really high hopes, and some of the players they brought in the building and the quality that they had, I thought it was more than enough to have a go at the top two. But unfortunately, you cannot concede goals like we've conceded goals. And if we'd had a defensive coach that could coach this side into not conceding sloppy goals and being professional enough to see out games when you're 1-0 up and 2-1 up and see them out and get the points on the board, we'd be right in the top two. But the fact that we let so many goals in and we're so sloppy at times and we're not coached to defend our box for some reason. We can't defend our box. The defending at the weekend was abysmal. And that's been the problem. We've done the same. It was the third time we've done it since the international break on Saturday. We did it against Middlesbrough at home. We conceded in the 90th minute. And we went to Portman Road. We had total control of the game, far the better side, and we walked away losing it because we couldn't see the game out. But that's been the story of our season, to be honest, Jack.
How has Russell Martin changed things from that poor run at the start of the season to that 25-game run that you went on, which was incredible? How has he changed the team and the philosophy itself?
He changed the whole philosophy of the way we play football. Obviously, they're a real possession-based side now, Southampton. They look to play out from the back, but you need key people to make that happen, I feel. And there's certain players, if they don't play in the side, it doesn't always click together. Flynn Downs is the linchpin in midfield. And when he doesn't play, we don't win games. And that's a big, big problem for us. He missed again at the weekend. And we certainly, when a game gets stretched, you need somebody that can hold the six and dictate the play. Taylor Harwood-Bellis has been outstanding at centre-back for them. And he enables them to play a totally different way of football. But it was always going to take a while to change what he wanted to do. But they picked it up fairly quickly, really. And they put themselves in such a good position sort of come end of February, and to be stumbling now is just it's a bit heart-wrenching, really, when you go on a 25-game unbeaten run and you're still not in the top two.
So, Martin, what did you predict for Southampton at the start of the season? Is it where they are now?
Yeah.
I mean, where did you see them finishing this season? I mean, you're in the playoffs at the minute. You're 84 points. Is it playoffs for Saints now, or can they make that little bit more push, a little bit more up the table?
Well, you'd have to definitely beat you lot tomorrow night to even give ourselves even sniff, but I think it's long gone. I think that the manager even said in his presser today, the landscape's changed, so that will make his team selections change tomorrow night. His lineup will be slightly different tomorrow night due to they know they're a playoff side. That it would take an absolute miracle for us to get promotion now. You're not going to see Ipswich lose all three games or at least two of the games. Same with Leeds, Leicester. It's just not going to happen. We haven't been quite good enough, and we settle for playoffs, and we're going to need to pick ourselves up. But the one thing we need to learn to do in the next couple of weeks is see a game out, defend our box better, and take our chances. Because if we don't, and we can continue to not take our chances and not defend our box and defend as a unit, we have not a hope in hell's chance in the playoffs, playing like we did Saturday late on, because we will come under massive pressure in a playoff game against any side. It doesn't matter if it's Norwich or West Brom. It won't matter. They will have a right go at you, and I'm not sure we have the minerals to do it right now.
Yeah, Terry asked Martin, if you don't go up, how many players will you lose? Obviously, Chadams is, I believe he is out of contract, isn't he? The Leicester lad.
Yeah, it's a long list.
How many would realistically go from Southampton?
15 minimum players out the door. I think it'd be a massive transition. I think the big thing is they need a director of football first and foremost. Jason Wilcox went to Man United last week as the sporting director, so he's come in and done 9 months. Promised the earth. He come in with a big plan of what he would do at Southampton. He's now going to disappear and he's out the building, and they're going to need a director of football in. So he changed the philosophy of the way they want to play football. He worked pretty heavily with the manager. There's question marks over whether the manager will be there, just through the fact that Brighton are supposedly sniffing around him. I don't think he'd be sacked by any stretch of the imagination, but I think Brighton are sniffing around him, that's for sure.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there. Saints 194, all the good players would leave, but that's the same for Leicester if they don't go up, and Leeds the same. Yeah.
Well, we got the likes of Walker, Peters, Harwood, Bellis, Jan Bednarek,
Adam Armstrong.
Shay Adams definitely. Silamana, the wingers, waste of space. I wouldn't have him if I was in the Premier League or Championship, to be quite honest. Flynn Downs, he's a Premier League player. Plus the lot you got out on loan as well. I think there'd be such an overhaul. I think it'd be scary to see our side without Walker, Peter, Harwood, Bellis and Downs in it. And probably Shay Adams at the moment, because he's a really important player for us.
Yeah, touching on the game against Cardiff, did he 2-1 defeat? Saints really should have had it wrapped up, shouldn't they, Martin? I did listen to Russell Martin's press conference. Quite, and took a few notes on it. He did talk about the injury to Armstrong, Stuart Armstrong. Not the defeat he wanted, would have wanted at this point of the season, with Saints obviously doing well in the games before, like the games against Preston and Watford and that. But what do you take from that game, and what's the injury news, Martin?
Well, the injury news is not great at all, really. With the biggest issue was we lost the goalkeeper in the game against Preston North End in that rearranged fixture at St Mary's. He got injured in the warm up. He has a problem with his Achilles now, which had to be operated on. So the goalkeeper's for the season now. He won't play again for Southampton this season or for the next 10 months. And then Stuart Armstrong picked up an injury in the game late on. He went to take a shot and he's done something with his quad muscles. It was a pretty nasty injury. So he's now out for the season. He might make the European Championships, but he won't play for Southampton again. He's out of contract at the end of the season as well. So that's him finished. That's him done. It's a big blow. He's a player that travels with the ball from midfield. He links midfield up. He's a 60-minute man, really. Probably shouldn't have been on the field when he got injured anyway, to be honest, because he was knackered. But yeah, he's a big blow. Ryan Manning picked up a dead foot in the first half against Cardiff. Not ideal, because it gives us better balance when he does play. In my opinion, he's not always started, but he's injured as well. And then Flynn Downs, he'll be out tomorrow, I would say as well. Russell Martin said that he's been struggling with an injury since the first half against Preston. He wasn't named. He wasn't named as a substitute the weekend. He missed tomorrow as well. So some big blows for Russell, I'd say. Russell Martin right now.
Yep. Martin, let's get on to the anticipated game then at King Power Stadium. Leicester versus Southampton. What's your initial thoughts on this game?
I'd just be interested to see how we respond. I think you saw Russell's presser earlier. He's talking about how we respond, and it was the case of what we had to do after the Middlesbrough game when we went to Portman Road. We bounced back and we played really well at Portman Road. I thought we were outstanding, but once again, we didn't defend our box. I think it's a tough game for us tomorrow. What concerned me at the weekend was the freedom of the two wingers for Cardiff and the ability to cut inside and cause Southampton a lot of issues in and around the edge of the box. Away coming inside, a young lad, he's ran with the ball. The lad that scored the winner for Cardiff, he's cut inside. He's knackered the boy. He's burnt out. He's got cramp not long before that, and he's managed to get a shot away and score. But Leicester will do that consistently for a game. Cardiff did it for a very, very short period. It causes this issues off the flanks. We need to be better. The two wide men need to track back and stop, and really help the fullbacks out. That doesn't always happen. I think Leicester will cause us problems, certainly in the wide positions. I thought Mavrodidi was the best winger I've seen at St Mary's this season. He's actually the best player that I've seen at St Mary's this season, in my opinion. I think he was outstanding. I would be really, really fearful of him tomorrow night against Southampton. I think he causes all sorts of problems.
Yeah, massive game for Leicester tomorrow night, obviously, depending on that Leeds result later on. Huge game. One that we've got to really go and put in a real good performance against the Saints. The Saints side, who will be tough, Both sides like to keep the ball. Some would say it'd be like a chess match, Martin, trying to see where they can move and, but no, performance against West Brom was a hard-fought win against West Brom, a West Brom side who one of the best sides to come down to the King Power this season. I thought we had to really dig deep at times against West Brom because the threat that they offered. Hamza Chowdhury, I thought absolutely superb at the weekend, fully deserved man of the match for me. This is the type of game we have to really go and take our chances in this game and really be up for it. 3 points is really crucial for us tomorrow night. We've just got to go and give it our all, Martin. And I think it'll be a really competitive game between the two sides. A real battling one. And it's one that we have to go and win, to be fair. That West Brom result was massive for us, but we've got to go and back that up now. We've got to go and walk the walk and talk the talk now, innit? If we are to go and get promoted to the Premier League and even win the title itself. But Martin, who's been your outstanding sort of players then for Southampton? Who would you really say stood out for you this season?
Taylor Harwood-Bellis, centre back, he's Rolls Royce defender, best defender I've seen wear a Southampton shirt in many years. I think he was compared by many a times they were in a different league to what we were when Virgil van Dijk was down here. There are a lot of people comparing to Virgil van Dijk. He's an outstanding defender, deserves to play in the Premier League. I hope we go up because if we do, we have to buy him at 20 million quid. Be an absolute bargain, by the way, because he's brilliant player. Flynn Downs on loan from West Ham's been outstanding central midfield. But not the same side without him. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Massive player for Southampton. And then you look at his statistics. I think some of his performances are a bit hit and miss. But Adam Armstrong, he scored 20 goals, huge amount of assists. He's played a key role this season. He underwhelms me at times, and he did on the weekend. He started being selfish at the weekend. He really annoyed me in the end. He did that at Blackburn, was really selfish. But he's a good player. He's a good player, Adam Armstrong. He's made some big contributions. And then I think the other one you've got to talk about is Kyle Walker-Peters, as Chloe's just said on the screen.
Yeah, one of the best fullbacks in the league, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's brilliant when he's played. He didn't have a very good second half on Saturday, I'll be honest. He played him at left-back second half and he had a bit of a mare. They overloaded him. They doubled up on him. And he looked like he was running in treacle for a period of time there. And it was awful for him. But he got overloaded. But yeah, he's a very good player. We've got some good players. Adams has been good at recently as well. You might talk about him, but he likes playing Leicester, does Shay.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he does. He scored 2 when they come up last year. He's a good player, Shay Adams. Really good player.
Yeah, I think Leicester's players, your Dewsbury-Halls, your Harry Winkses, your Ricardos. I think Vestergaard's been good this season. I think Hermanson's been very good. Jamie Vardy's scored goals, hasn't he? The man's at the age of 37, still banging them in. We've had some real good performances this season from the players. Fatawu, I think he's he's been quite good this season. Mavididi, he can be frustrating at times, Mavi, but when he's good, he's good. I think collectively we've been quite good. We've obviously got leaders in the dressing room, haven't we? Like Jamie Vardy, Connor Cody, and players like that who really help the players out who are developing and that, which is a good thing, and really help the team push on. Which is good. Martin, players to watch then. I mean, talk to me about that. I mean, I think with Southampton, we obviously, as Leicester fans, look at the Adam Armstrongs, the players like the Aribos and the Che Adams. But what about Leicester? I mean, who do you see as a threat for Southampton?
As a threat for Southampton, but to Leicester, what could hurt you? I think Joe Aribo is really in really good form. I think a few people mentioned it in the comments box. Joe Aribo's played really well last couple of weeks. He'd be a must starter now with Stuart Armstrong injured. I think the midfield three would be made up of, when he's fit, Downs, Smallbone, and Aribo. However, Downs won't play tomorrow, so I think Shea Charles will have to go and play in central midfield. Well, I certainly hope he does. We need to play a six against Leicester. You have to play someone that's going to hold midfield. I hope that is Shea Charles. He's a very good young player, not played a lot of football since the turn of the year. Ryan Fraser, if he plays tomorrow night, he'd be one to watch. I think he'll start tomorrow night. I think he'll come into the side I think he'll play over David Brooks tomorrow. David Brooks has played at sort of left or right side. Bit underwhelming at times, to be honest. He's on loan from Bournemouth. I think Ryan Fraser was playing really, really well. He'd be a bit aggrieved to not been playing recently, but I'd definitely keep your eye on Ryan Fraser. I think the game will be about the wide men tomorrow. How good are the wide men? The pacey players, the Mavididis and the likes of Fraser and Armstrong. It'll all be about them tomorrow night.
What about Leicester? What about Leicester? I mean, obviously, asking the question that I've just asked you. Who does Southampton fear from a Leicester perspective?
I think Mavididi, like I said, I think he's outstanding. Dewsbury Hall is as we know, he's one of the best players in the division. He can hurt you, but I think you've got players all over the park that can hurt us. You've got one player that we need is Harry Winks in midfield. He keeps things ticking, keep things moving. Though he's not a match winner, but he controls games and. He could have a massive say in tomorrow night's game against Southampton, that's for sure. I fear a lot of Leicester players. I've got to be quite honest with you. If Vardy plays, he's coming to the end of his career now. You wouldn't put it past him, especially with the way that our defence like to sit off players and give people space. But he'll be getting shots off left, right, and centre if we're not careful. So hopefully we're up for it and get
Yannick Vestergaard.
Oh, Yanni Vestergaard. We'll have to get. I don't know who plays up against him. I think Shea will give him a good game. I think Shea will know him. Adams, if Adams starts, there's no guarantee that Shea will start tomorrow night. Now, not with how we sit. I'm not sure if Sekou Mara's suspension's ended now. I don't think it did. He missed the Preston game, missed the Cardiff game. No, Sekou Mara's not available tomorrow. So we're lightweight up front. We don't have loads of options up front, so it would have to be Adams or the lad. Dibbling from the academy, so there's minimal options up front. Ross Stewart's still injured. Not buying a fit striker in the summer will prove a massive downfall of our football club.
Yeah, let's have a look at some of the stats there, Martin. The head-to-head, Leicester v Saints, first versus fourth, 43 played, 29-25 in wins, 4-9 in draws. 10-9 in defeats.
Not much.
Then we look at the Championship head-to-head at the KB. Leicester's won 2, Southampton's won 1 draw. We then move on to last time out, a 4-1 Foxes win quite convincingly. Leicester won that game. Mavididi, Ndidi, Vardy, McAtee. The one where Vardy scored in, was it 21 seconds? And then. Who scored for Southampton? It was the winger, wasn't it, Martin? Adozie, that were it. I thought he was your best player in that game.
It was a night to forget, that's for sure. It was a disaster, wasn't it? It was an awful night for Southampton. I think we've changed massively since then. They know how to play Russell's system. I think there'll be a different side tomorrow night. Just with not as much to play for, which concerns me a bit, really. The pressure's off, so maybe that might give us a bit of freedom to have a go tomorrow night with the pressure off and have a go at Leicester, but there's pride at stake, and I think we have to We have to go to, like Russell said in his press conference, you have to go toe to toe with Leicester tomorrow night and take the game to them.
Yeah, Ross Stewart can be back for obviously Southampton in the playoffs, Martin. I mean, Ross Stewart not really been featured, has he, at Southampton since joining? Injuries.
I'm not convinced we'll see him in the playoffs neither, to be quite honest with you. I don't know where they're going to get him the games behind closed doors to get him fit. That's the problem. Is you need games, and you ain't going to get. There ain't no under 21 games. Is the problem? I looked at the fixtures, unless they put on behind closed doors friendlies, is how you get him up to speed quick enough that he could make. It'd be better. Like I think that the gentleman Saint 194 said he'd be better coming off the bench than Sekumar will be. I totally agree. I just hope that he's fit, but we should have bought a striker in the summer that was fit and raring to go, unfortunately, and we're going to pay the price for it because the amount of chances that we've missed this season by not being able to convert chances is absolutely scary.
Yeah, Jack, do you think Southampton would win the playoffs?
No.
Yeah. I think they've got good chances, any of the teams in there, but West Brom would be obviously one to keep an eye on.
Norwich.
Yeah. Martin, let's have a look at the last 5 league results at the KP then. 2022, 2-1 Southampton, 4-1 Leicester, May 2022. 2023, sorry, Martin, the one where you beat us 2-1. 2-0, 2021. 2-1 Saints, 2020, 2019. I mean, what would you say your most memorable game is at Leicester, Martin? Southampton, sorry.
For me, I really enjoyed it when we came up last year. It was one of my first away games last season. We came up to the KP and Southampton were good on the day and went 1-0 down. I think it was, can't remember who scored. I think it was Maddison scored for Leicester, and Shay Adams come off the bench with a double and got us the victory that day. We wore all white. I remember it well. It was a beautiful day at the King Power. It was like going to St Mary's, but in blue. That's one thing I do remember about the day. But yeah, that's a memorable victory for me, really, was that one last year. My memory is usually pretty shocking when it comes to games, but that's the one that sticks out for me in recent years.
Yeah, last time out in the Championship there at the King Power Stadium was 2011. A 3-2 Leicester win. I mean, it looks like there's quite a few goals when these two sides meet at the King Power, Martin.
You'll see something very similar tomorrow, Jack. I think there'll be goals tomorrow night. I think we'll be free flowing. We'll have a go and try and score goals, but I think you will do as well. I think we're wide open on the break, really. I just hope that we don't walk away with a good hide, and I hope that we do go toe to toe and test ourselves against one of the best teams in the division. And do similar to what West Brom did at the weekend, and just hope that Hamza Chowdhury, is it the defender? Is it Chowdhury?
Hamza Chowdhury.
Yeah. Hopefully he ain't like a brick wall again, because he looked like a brick wall the weekend. Everything went near him, his body was in the way of it. It was unbelievable. What a defender. And I saw the presser afterwards at the Sky Sports with the two defenders. They're chatting, and I just thought, oh wow, they were raving about the boy, and he was prepared to chuck his body on the line. And when you're trying to get something over the line, everybody, I think Connor Cody was saying, wasn't he? You just give everything you've got, and that's what you need, isn't it? Everybody needs to put their bodies on the line, don't they? And that's a really important thing.
Yeah, August 2022 was the last time you visited the KP. Che Adams scored, didn't he? My mistake for the 2023 comment. Yeah, it was 2022. It was near the start of the season, wasn't it, Martin, when you come? Real sunshine. And
it was a beautiful day.
Yeah,
sun was shining. James Ward-Prowse in
you the
midfield.
Points.
Lavia in central midfield, and it was under Ralph Hasenhüttl before we had that awful run, and he lost his job. But I watched that game thinking, we're in for an okay season here. We've got some really good, promising young players, and look what happened. We went on and got relegated. So,
Was 2011 when you had Ricky Lambert?
2011, Ricky Lambert. Could well have been, actually. Yeah, it might
Leicester
well
City
actually.
claimed their first home league win of the season at the third time of asking to win Southampton's 100% start to the campaign. The home side took a 2-0 lead courtesy of close finishing by Darius Vassell and Richie Wellens. Yeah, I think it was. I think you guys were doing quite well. David Connolly played for you lot then, Martin.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, David Connolly did play for us. Yeah, in that championship season he did. Yeah.
Svengo and Eriksson. I remember the game. Richie Wellens scored. Yeah, you lot were doing
Oh,
quite well when you last come to us in the championship in
yeah.
2011.
Yeah, we
Remember the
were.
game? That was a nice
That's
sunny day as well.
we got promoted. We went up and got promoted that year. So yeah, it was a good time for the football club. We had a brilliant time.
That's when you had Nigel Adkins, wasn't it?
Yeah, consecutive promotions, League One, then Championship to Premier League. Did half a season and got sacked, bless him. And in come Maurizio Pochettino, and the rest is history.
Yeah, let's have a look at some of the comments. Let's have a look. We were shambolic last season. My favourite was the 2-1 win that season to average to 9. Can we get to the score predictions, please? We will do in a minute. We're going to go and touch on the last parts now, which is the team selection, Martin. How does Southampton go into this game, team selection-wise? Any changes from Martin from Saturday's defeat to Cardiff? I mean, how do you see him lining up against Leicester?
Well, he's not very predictive. He's not. Yeah, you just never know, Russell Martin. I think the goalkeeper will speak for itself. Alex McCarthy was the third choice. He's coming out the goal because obviously Bazuna's injured. He skipped Lumley, who was the number 2. He's gone for experience. So he may give Joe Lumley a game tomorrow with nothing being on it, potentially. But it depends if he's sold on Alex and Alex is his goalkeeper. It'd be McCarthy in goal. Walker Peters, hopefully at right back, though he played the second half left back the weekend. I'm hoping Ryan Manning is fit and available to play at left back. The back four, I think it will be Jack Stevens and Taylor Harwood-Bellis. I think he'd drop Jan Bednarek tomorrow night and give him a rest. I think the midfield will be Shea Charles. I think Will Smallbone and Joe Aribo will play in there with him. I think Ryan Fraser, Adam Armstrong, and Shea Adams up top. I think that will be my team.
Terry's saying save your best game for Leeds United, Martin. Last game of the season.
Yeah, that's a good point for you guys if you wanted us to beat them.
Horrible. Are you going to that one, Martin?
No, I need to leave home about 3 o'clock in the morning unless it's an overnight stay. It's a killer. Sky doing the games at 12:30. Why don't they just do them at 4? Just a nightmare for everyone involved.
Leicester's 11 tomorrow. I think we'll keep with the same team, really, Martin. What played West Brom.
Got to keep a winning team if you can.
I think we'll go with Hermanson, Fast, Cody, Vestergaard. See, he's managing Ricardo's minutes regarding his fitness and that. So maybe we might see Ricardo. Maybe it might be Chowdhury again. But I think I'd kind of like keep Chowdhury in there if he's not ready.
You've got 3 centre-backs there. Was he playing 3 at the back?
Yeah, he played 3 centre-backs at the weekend. With Connor Cody. I think Vestergaard were in the middle of Fass and Connor Cody. And then Chowdhury kind of plays that sort of, is it like the midfield sort of defensive role?
Yeah,
if you get me.
We could potentially end up doing something similar tomorrow night with Jack Stevens and Jan Bednarek. If he brings Bednarek in, he could do something similar to that.
I think we'll go with Winks and Dede, Dewsbury Hall, Mavadida, Fatawu, Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at some of the other comments. Daka will start for us. That'd be an interesting one if that happened. Vardy won't be fit, Jack. Do you not think? Let's have a look. No, I think that's it regarding the comments. Score prediction, Martin. I mean, what's your head and heart with this one, mate?
I hate betting against my team. I just don't see us winning tomorrow night. But like the pressure's off now. We've gone and got beaten by a team we shouldn't have got beaten against the weekend. So this is how I'm going to predict it. I predict that we're going to win tomorrow night at the KP and get a 3-2 victory, and then we'll go and play Stoke at home on Saturday and we'll lose 1-0. There you go.
You're going to go 1-0. Okay. We can't play 2 games in 3 days. Varge. Yeah, okay then. I'll go with Tom Cannon. then. I'm going to go with Tom Cannon. I'd like for him to keep sometimes keep the consistency, but obviously with Vardy and that, you know what I mean? Sometimes with the amount of games that you play, 2-3 games 3 games a week, Martin. It's kind of like you have to change it, don't you?
It's a lot,
So
isn't it? Yeah, this is our last midweek game, like your last midweek game.
yeah,
It's our last midweeker now. So happy days, it's out of
yeah.
the way.
I'll go with Tom Cannon up front then. How about that? I'd like to see Tom Cannon be given a chance, to be honest. But we'll see. Hopefully, yes. Jack Cannon. Yeah, I'm gonna go, Martin, for a 2-1. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 tomorrow night.
Who's your goal scorers? Who's your goal scorers?
I'm gonna go Dewsbury Hall for Leicester, and I'm gonna go for Steffi Mavididi, and I'm going to go for Che Adams to score for Southampton.
Yeah, I fancy Adams tomorrow. I'm going to go Adams, Armstrong, and Fraser tomorrow for us. I think if anyone's going to net, it'll be them ones.
Fantastic. Martin, thanks for coming on, Park. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, my friend. Thank you.
Before I let you go, plug your channel, Martin. Let everybody know what you do regarding Southampton, and if a neutral wants to watch, where can they find you regarding the socials and that, Martin?
Yeah, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go and give me a sub. I'm trying to get to 1,000 as quick as I can. Quite new to content creation. Got a YouTube channel at @footballmartin_. And also I'm a big TikToker as well. I create daily TikTok content around Southampton and the EFL Championship. So make sure you give me a follow. It'll be flooded with England content during the Euros as well. So make sure you give me a follow. And yeah, if you're visiting St Mary's anytime soon, just drop me a DM. I'd love to meet you.
Appreciate that. Cheers, Martin.
Thank you, Jack.
And
best
all
wishes.
the best for the rest of the season after tomorrow night, pal.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
That was Football Martin. Great guest as always. Great friend of mine, Martin. Guys, if you've enjoyed the stream, then hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. What's coming up on the final whistle then? So tomorrow night we'll have the match day vlog for the game against the Saints. That'll be out Wednesday morning though. Then we'll have the championship predictions, which will be at the end of the week. And then we'll have the match preview for Preston. And then we'll have a match day vlog for Preston on Monday, which will be obviously out Tuesday. But yeah, thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. Really appreciate everyone coming in. Come on, you Foxes. Awesome stuff. Appreciate that. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll catch you again in the next stream. Keep it the final whistling. Come on, the Foxes. Hi all. Thank you for watching the final whistle. If you enjoy all our content, please remember to smash a like, share, and subscribe to the channel.